morning, Emerson. Today is Thursday, November 21st, and Kaylee Kroll is back to show us how to stay fit, this time with a tech-savvy twist.
And later, one of Emerson's liveliest characters stops by the studio for a chat. That's right, Ricky Downs is here to talk about his new one-man show.
I'm Maggie Morlath.
I'm Anthony Chase. This is Good Morning, Emerson.
Now, tomorrow marks the 50th anniversary of the assassination of President John F. Kennedy.
That's right. There's going to be a large memorial down in Dallas, the first of its kind 50 years after the assassination occurred.
So Brittany will be giving us a little bit more on that, and then Anthony and I will be discussing that later.
That's right. And also, Mike has the update from the Celtics game last night. They took on the top dogs of the West. We're going to see how they fared against the Spurs last night, but there's also some entertainment news coming up.
That's right. Later in the show, Christian will be talking to us about Justin Bieber. It seems like a week does not go by that we've got something to say about him. He's off wreaking havoc in Mexico, I believe.
Come back to America, Biebs. This you'll just be safer. Just get out of trouble.
That's true.
Right now, we go to Brittany Gervais with the latest news from around the nation.
Thanks, guys. Virginia State Senator Craig Deeds was upgraded to fair condition Tuesday. Police are saying he was stabbed multiple times during a fight with his son. 24-year-old Austin Deeds later died from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. His son was often seen on stage with Deeds during political events, but recently the relationship has become strained. Austin has struggled with his mental health issues over the years, but the two were working hard together to work it out. Investigators were able to speak with Deeds, but he has not yet spoken publicly. Now, white supremacist serial killer Joseph Franklin was executed yesterday morning by lethal injection. His sentence was carried out less than an hour after the Supreme Court rejected his last-ditch efforts to delay the injection for a couple hours. Franklin was found guilty for as many as 20 killings. He also confessed to paralyzing the Hustler magazine publisher Harry Flint. He believed he was on a mission from God to start a race war. Our sharply divided Supreme Court allows Texas to continue enforcing abortion restrictions. The final vote was 5-4. A third of the state's abortion clinics will still remain closed. But this isn't the final say in this decision. Planned Parenthood is currently filing a lawsuit saying this is a violation of women's rights. But at least 12 of Texas's abortion clinics have been closed since October. And tomorrow marks 50 years since John F. Kennedy's assassination. President Obama honored his legacy yesterday by awarding 16 Presidential Medals of Freedom. The winners cover a wide range from baseball player Ernie Banks and Benjamin Bradley to former President Bill Clinton and Oprah Winfrey. Kennedy created this tradition to celebrate people who have made notable contributions to national security or world peace. It's actually the highest civilian honor given in the United States, and more than 500 people have been given this award. Now, that's all the news I have for you this morning. Back to you guys on the couch.
So, Brittany, Anthony and I will be discussing this in detail just a few minutes, but it's been 50 years since the JFK assassination, and how will the nation be honoring his legacy?
Well, in Dallas, I know a lot of events are happening. Pulitzer Prize-winning David McCullough will be reading sections of JFK's presidential speech. But then in Washington, President Obama will be speaking with leaders and members of the Peace Corps, an organization started during JFK's presidency. So definitely a lot of stuff is going on, but there will be also a lot of masses going on and celebrations of JFK's legacy all across the nation.
Going back to Senator Deeds and his son, you say they worked together to try and combat Austin's mental health issues. Can you talk a little bit more about that specifically?
Now, see, the day before this actually happened, Austin underwent a psychiatric evaluation, but he wasn't admitted to hospital because there weren't enough beds available. Now, this is calling a lot of attention to Virginia's mental health care system, the problems with it, stuff like that. State legislators and lawmakers are definitely doing a call to action, making sure that this is known that the lack of beds is a huge problem for the state. So hopefully something will be done in the next coming weeks.
Thanks, Brittany.
November 22nd, 1963 was a day that changed the status quo here in the United States.
That's right. People all over the country went to school, children went to school to find out that the president had been assassinated. It changed the lives of that generation in ways that we'll never know.
It's one of those days where people continuously ask themselves, where were you when? For our generation, it's 9/11. We say, oh, I remember that day like it was yesterday.
That's right. Maggie was in 2nd grade. I was in 3rd grade. Well, my dad was actually in 2nd grade when JFK was assassinated, and he still to this day has a vivid memory of his teacher just weeping in class, which is a pretty strong moment, you know, for an 8-year-old kid to have to face. That's why it still impacts his life today when
That's
he thinks
right.
about it.
My dad was only 5 years old at the time, but he still remembers that day very vividly. And it's just strange that these are things that stand out in your memory for the rest of your life.
And unfortunately, it's almost like the city of Dallas has carried this sort of burden for being the place of where the assassination occurred, even though, you know, the country doesn't think any less of them for that. It's just a matter of where it happened. But they are holding a significant ceremony tomorrow, unlike any other that they've done before.
That's right. They'll be having a ceremony at Dealey Plaza, and also the city itself will be having a day of in-service, which is something that they haven't necessarily done before.
It's interesting because the History Channel is doing this sort of Twitter thing with it.
That's right. The History Channel is doing what they're calling a Twitter takeover. So all day on Friday, they'll be doing a sort of play-by-play as it happened, and during just explaining the events of November 22nd, 1963. So that'll be really interesting, a nice social media twist.
I think it's cool because this event really changed the face of journalism as well. I know I always love to talk about journalism because it's an interest of mine, but it was the first time that the cameras weren't shut off after 30 minutes. The anchors had to go all day and sort of hold the hand of the country and say, we're going to be with you through this entire event. And that was scary for, you know, anchors who had never done something like that. But, you know, it was just such a significant event.
That's right. This day is close to my heart because JFK happens to be one of my favorite presidents. So it's going to be a little emotional for me. But we've been following the extreme weather in the Midwest this week. So now we turn to Mel Meyer for more on that and your local weather.
Hey, good morning, Maggie. And yes, those after effects of the Midwest tornadoes lasted longer than meteorologists predicted, but the weather outside seems to be back to usual. Right now, it's just 32 degrees. And the temperature will rise up to 45 around 1 to 2 o'clock, but with mostly cloudy skies through the afternoon, it'll feel much cooler than that, but not too much at least. Some wind here and there, no more than 5 miles per hour. And it's going to stay this nice even into the afternoon and evening with sunset at 4:17. Temperatures slowly creeping down a few degrees to 40 around 8 p.m. And it'll level off here for the rest of the night, low of just 39 degrees. At about 8 a.m. tomorrow, starting off the day at 42 degrees, and it just gets better from there. Temperatures will peak at a high of 52, mostly cloudy, but the sun might come out every now and then in the afternoon. By nightfall, however, the clouds will blanket the city with still high temperatures, leveling off at 46. But if you are headed out, grab an umbrella, 50% chance of rain late into the night and early Saturday morning. Let's take a look now at that weekend weather forecast. And Saturday will be a bit of a mixed bag. Showers in the early morning, turning into sprinkles by 10 a.m. And the sky will clear up for most part around 11 or 12 in exchange for wind speeds from 10 to 20 miles per hour. High of 47, down to 33 overnight. And it'll stick around 33 for most of the day on Sunday, high of just 35. And to make matters worse, winds will whip around from 20 to 25 miles per hour, and that'll make it feel more like 15 degrees out. If that doesn't have you turning up the heat, you might want to at night, low of 25. And next week, Monday, more cold weather, high of just 35 with partially cloudy skies keeping us in the shade, cloudy in the evening, low of 28. And that's your local weather forecast. I'm Mal Meyer. Back to you, Anthony and Maggie.
Well, be prepared because Ricky Downs just can't wait to be king of comedy here at Emerson.
Right now, we just have to take a quick break. Stay with us. You've seen The Lion King on the silver screen, you've seen it on Broadway, but you have not seen it like this.
Emerson student Ricky Downs put together his own rendition of the film in a way only he could. It's his one-man show happening this Friday in the Cabaret. Ricky, thank you for joining us.
Stop reading the teleprompter, Ricky. Stop reading the teleprompter. Oh, sorry. Breaking news, intuition. Hey, gang.
How's it going?
How's it going, man?
Hey, good morning. It's a good morning at Emerson, so that's the name.
That's
and
true.
my presence.
I can see the
So,
sun rising over the animal kingdom.
It's
of
true, the
Ricky
sapphire
Downs.
sky, keeping great and small on the endless ground. Okay, cheers.
Just a little preview going on right
Yeah,
here.
let's have the fourth. Cheers. There we are.
So you're doing the entire Lion King
Oh, yes.
Friday night. How'd you
Yes.
come up with the idea?
Well, I've seen the movie 100 gazillion times, White Sox, thank you very much, as a child, and I said, well, I gotta boost my ego somehow, so you know what, I already have this thing memorized, why not just put a few puppets together, get the show going, gotta look at that look at that one now, and we'll just do the show, just do it, you know,
Just do
why
it.
not, why not, why not, why not, really, just why not, yeah.
How
Why
did you
not?
memorize it all?
Well, I've seen it a gazillion times, and just like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, Spanish. If you were in a bilingual school, you just pick it up, and it's with you forever, more or less.
And every character is sort of like a different language. So how'd you get that down? The fast switches between characters, because that had to be tough.
Well, you know, I do a lot of impersonations, so that really wasn't that difficult of a thing to do.
Wasn't that difficult?
Cheers. Right. Yeah. So I mean, that kind of came eventually, and like it was trying to find the right voice for each character. Like some of them I
Yeah.
really can't do. Like I can't do, you know, Maura Kelly as Nala. So she's gonna be Nicolas Cage.
Can you give us just a little preview, maybe your favorite part?
All
Just a
right.
little
Got to hear a
short
little
snippet.
interaction.
All right,
between
here we go.
characters.
Pretend this is a mouse.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Life's not fair, is it? You see, I will never be king. And you will never see another light of day. I do. Didn't your mother tell you not to play with your food? Oh, what do you want? I am here to announce that King Mufasa's on his way. So you better have a good reason for missing the ceremony this morning. Oh, now look, Zazu, you made me lose my lunch. Ha! You'll lose more of that when the king gets through with you. He's madder than a hippo with a hernia. Ooh, I quiver with fear. Now, Scar, don't look at me that way. Help! Scar, Mufasa, drop him. Impeccable timing, Your Majesty. Why, if it isn't my big brother and I to mingle with the commoners. Sarabi and I did not see you at the presentation of Simba. That was today. Oh, I feel awful.
Well, you do an
Muscles
amazing
for my-
start.
I feel like he could go on, and he will go on tomorrow night, right?
Yes.
Cabaret.
7 p.m. Cabaret. Be there, or it will be to die for.
All right, well, Ricky might be the king of the jungle, but the Celtics took on the kings of the NBA's Western Conference last night. Mike Kinalupo has the highlights on that.
That was something. Build you up, buttercup baby, just to let you down. Just when the Celtics started to give Boston hope, they lose 4 straight. Tuesday night, they lost by 24 against the Rockets. So last night, they looked to end their drought against one of the NBA's best teams, the San Antonio Spurs. We take it in the first quarter. Celtics up 3 early in the game. This is they forget what defense is, basically what happened. Tony Parker with a nice no-look pass to Boris Diaw for the lay-in. Overall, decent first quarter for the Celtics. Second quarter, tie game. Boris Diaw again with his ballerina little moves there. Great footwork and finish. Spurs take the lead, and then they just kind of take it from there. Late in the third, Spurs up 71-74. Tony Parker shows why he's one of the best in the league. He had 19 points. Spurs win 104-93. Now, the Celtics are lucky that the rest of the Atlantic Division is, well, mediocre. Despite having the league's highest combined payroll, no one has a winning record. The division average winning percentage is .345, and before last night, the division was on a 14-game combined losing streak. Luckily, that streak had to end last night because the 76ers and Raptors played each other. So the Celtics are actually not in that bad of shape. One team in the division is bound to pick it up, so hopefully for Boston, it'll be the Celts. Speaking of mediocrity, the Bruins beat the 10-11 New York Rangers Tuesday night by a score of 2-1. Tonight, they'll have a much tougher battle against the 14-3 Seattle Blues. That game will go down at 7 p.m. at the Garden. Now, it's the most wonderful time of the year. No, not the holiday season. I'm talking about Brady versus Manning, round 14. Brady has had the edge in these games in the past. He's won 9 of them. But Peyton is on pace for career numbers while Tom hasn't really been Tom so far this season. That being said, the game surely won't disappoint. The 2 greatest quarterbacks of our generation have combined for 50 touchdowns and almost 7,000 yards in their 13 head-to-head meetings. The Broncos currently sit at the top of the NFL. They're 9-1. Manning has been a huge reason for this stellar record. He has 34 touchdowns and 6 interceptions while throwing for over 3,500 yards so far this season. Now, I'm interested to see if Brady versus Manning compared to the battle for the GME couch, Morlath versus Chase. But for now, back to you guys.
We're all on the same team here, Mike. Don't worry. Well, I know both teams, the Broncos and the Patriots, are dealing with tough injuries. Wes Welker did not practice yesterday. I know Pats fans would like to see him back out there just for the matchup. Do you have any updates on that?
Yeah, I mean, as football fans as a whole, we'd love to see Welker come back and play against the Patriots, but he hasn't cleared that concussion test, and he hasn't practiced, so right now he's very questionable, along with Julius Thomas, the star tight end for the Broncos. So we'll see. It might be a really good matchup for the Pats if the two of them can't go.
All right, thanks, Mike.
So we had a little bit of entertainment earlier when Ricky Downs was on the show, but now we have our resident entertainment expert, Christian, for the latest on Bieber and more. Christian?
Thanks, guys. Unfortunately, today we have some tragic news. Walt Disney's daughter, Diane Disney Miller, passed away. Disney Miller was not only a philanthropist in her later years, but also the inspiration for her father's world-renowned theme park, Disneyland. She aided in the finance and construction of the Walt Disney Concert Hall in downtown Los Angeles as well. She died in Northern California, where she sustained injuries from a fall at her vineyard. Disney Miller was 79 when she passed. Lifetime has announced their new made-for-TV movie, Lizzie Borden Took an Axe, where Christina Ricci will play Lizzie Borden. Lifetime hopes to delineate the life and trial of infamous murderess Lizzie Borden. Borden, who sparked controversy, overcame an oppressive male power, and influenced other women, already had the characteristics for a Lifetime movie. Christina Ricci, most notable for her role in Sleepy Hollow playing opposite of Johnny Depp, already has an extensive history in the horror and thriller genres, so hopefully the movie won't get the axe. Get it? The realist housewife of Atlanta, Nene Leakes, was hospitalized this week for a mysterious illness. Leakes posted a picture of herself with IVs in her arm with the caption, #blessed to be alive. She reportedly went to the hospital after feeling short of breath, only to find out that she had blood clots in her lungs. The actress has released no further information as to how well she is recovering or when we can expect to see her out of the hospital. But from all of us here at GME, get well soon, Nene. Justin Bieber had yet another awkward run-in in South America last Tuesday when someone posed as the Mexican president in order to get a picture with Bieber. Bieber tweeted about how he had met some amazing Mexican believers, including the Mexican president and his family. Shortly thereafter, the cabinet of the commander-in-chief tweeted back calling Bieber out for lying about what happened. Strange thing is, Bieber actually believed it was the president because they arrived in a large black motorcade with security and everything. So either Bieber is making all of this up, or someone went through a lot just to get a selfie with Bieber. And if it is the latter, and you decide to post it to Instagram, may I suggest the Rise filter? It makes everyone look better. That's all the juicy gossip I have for you today. Back to you guys on the couch. Unless you guys aren't actually Maggie and Anthony.
Well, Nene Leakes is historically one of the most vocal characters of all the Real Housewives shows. When do you think we'll hear from her again?
Well, I don't know. I'm pulling for her because, you know, she was on Celebrity Apprentice and she was really fiery, but she hasn't released any information, like I said, and we don't know. It's a pretty serious condition, so.
Well, Christian, I'm curious to see how Bieber reacted to being called out. Was there anything on that?
Well, usually he's pretty aggressive with his, PR, but he was actually begging for forgiveness. He was like, no, it was, I was tricked, it's not my fault, don't blame me. So, taking quite an opposite approach to this.
Of course, Bieber could do no wrong, right, Christian?
Right.
Well, it's time for another quick commercial break, but when we come back, Kaylee Crowell will show us how to stay in shape and watch what we eat with the help of some technology.
Welcome back to GME. Kaylee here. Check out how I've been using my iPhone to stay healthy and fit. Number 1, sleep cycle. It uses motion sensing technology to track your sleeping patterns, compiles graphs, and gives you tips on how to change your sleeping habits.
If you're having lack of sleep, generally you're going to be at risk of getting sick easier. It's easily to get more anxious, feel a little bit down.
Number 2, Map My Run. It uses your current location to map out running routes right around your home and even keeps track of your daily calorie budget.
So running is an aerobic activity. It's going to burn calories. It's good for weight maintenance or weight loss. Anything that is going to be a benefit, though, with that is running somewhere along the lines of 35 minutes or up.
Number 3, Fujicate. This is an awesome option for off-campus students because it tells you what's in the food you're currently buying now and offers healthier options.
Go to the grocery store that's closest to your home and one that you're comfortable with, that you know your way around. You can generally find lower cost foods at any store.
Number 4, MyFitnessPal. It counts your calories and creates a diet based on your own health and fitness goals.
You are keeping track of what you're taking in every day, coordinating that with your activity level so that it's in balance. The risks are that you get so consumed by it, or you're already consumed by it, and that creates some negative thinking, negative self-image.
And for the last one, number 5, eatright.org has a more comprehensive list of health apps reviewed by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. Check those out too. Bonus app! Zombies Run is an epic sprinting app. The sound effect of zombies spill into your headphones, and all you can do is sprint away from the impending foes trailing only inches behind. You're just a download away from healthier habits given to you right on your cell phone. So in between tweets, check them out. Back to you, Anthony and Maggie.
All right, if the zombie app isn't your thing, Kaylee's in studio now to show us how we can apply apps to what we eat too. So I'm excited about this.
Exactly. So there's a ton of free apps that you can get that will actually tell you what's in your food. So my favorite one is Fujicate. I took it to the max last night and had a lot of fun with my roommates. So what we did was we got some milk, Sour Patch Kids, a Cliff Bar, and yogurt, and found out what was really in them using this app. And it gives you a grade from A to D. It tells you what's in it and what's bad in it, what's good in it, things like that.
So it might have some bad news.
Yes, but fortunately, the non-fat milk in the Max has actually scored a perfect A. So it's really
Milk
good for
is
you.
a good choice, Emerson.
Yes.
There we go.
Unfortunately, the Sour Patch Kids did not fare as well.
Ah,
They scored a D+.
but they're sweet after they're
Yes.
sour.
It explains it's because there's controversial dyes in there,
I can see
and
that.
they're also highly processed.
So maybe not the best snack choice.
You might want to stray away from those.
So how do we know what's good then?
Well, basically, if you do the app, you scan the barcode, it'll tell you there's calcium in it, there's good sources of protein.
Okay.
So that's how you'll know it's good.
Cool.
And an A, obviously, if it scores an A or a B, it's pretty good. Like our Cliff Bar here, it actually scored a C.
All
But
right.
brands are one thing. It's also important to look at the kind of Cliff Bar you're getting, because actually the chocolate mint Cliff Bar scored a B. So
That's interesting.
It's interesting to see
So
that.
it'll give you options of other things that you can try.
Exactly. So you just press the alternate options button and it gives you healthier choices that
Okay,
are really
cool.
similar.
Convenient.
Exactly. And then our Greek yogurt here scored a solid B. So that's a healthy
Not
choice
bad.
as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
It even offers some other Chobani choices that scored an A, and those are also offered in the Max too.
Okay, cool.
Perfect.
So I like to save money, but now I'm saving calories with this app, so that's really good.
And
for
you
college
know
students.
exactly what's going in your body too.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually guys mentioned that you like Nutella.
I do.
And you liked Oreos.
Oreo,
Well, I have
guys.
some news for you. I checked them out on Fujicate for you. And yours scored a C and yours scored a C as well, but it was just...
Wow, I would have never
man.
thought.
You gotta cut back on the Nutella.
Well, now that you guys have had some Oreos and Nutella, let's work on the fitness part.
Okay.
So there's an awesome app called Workout Trainer. And basically you can target any part of your body you want. I chose today to do some obliques from the Rapid Fire Oblique workout and the Lucky Leggy Lower workout. So we're gonna work our obliques and legs today.
Great.
So
Sounds
just to
good.
start off, let's warm up, do some high knees. This is
Okay.
all from the app. It shows you how to do step by step every workout. It even times you and tells you the appropriate time to do everything. So once your legs are feeling warm, you hit the deck. Now from the Lucky Leggy Lower workout, it tells you to do these awesome flutter kicks.
Will it show you how to do them too? Because
It
I don't
will.
always
It
have
gives
Kaylee around to help me.
Step-by-step pictures of how to do it.
Good.
Tells you when to stop, tells you when to move on, tells you when to take breaks. It's a really cool app. It's a personal trainer right in your phone.
So these are like you're doing the backstroke in the pool.
Exactly. You can go faster. You can go wider.
All right.
Yeah. So now to target those obliques, if you take your right leg, put it up, and this is all explained in the app. You take your left elbow,
Yep.
and then you want to twist, and you point it towards your knee. And you do
Okay.
reps of those, targeting those obliques. And again, this shows you step by step how to do this one. And then you can switch legs. Take your right hand and bring it to your left knee.
You feel those in those obliques on the side?
Oh yeah, I can feel it.
Squeeze those muscles.
So turn those love handles or whatever you want to call
There's an
them.
awesome new one that I love to do too, where you just turn and you grab your ankles as well.
Perfect.
So there's lots of
Okay.
choices on how to target those different muscles in your body on this app.
All right.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us here.
course.
That's all we have time for today.
If you join us on Tuesday, you'll see how to make delicious meals with your family's Thanksgiving leftovers. Maybe you could give them a grade too.
Have a great weekend.